This video is a compilation of footage from February 17th to 23rd, 2025. This video is a summary of 1 week of war. What you will see in this video may be images you have seen before. This is a 1 week review video. Please keep these in mind. An FPV drone flew directly into a minibus in the village of Pisarevka. An M113 APC was detected near Novoye. The first drone strike immobilized the vehicle. The second drone strike completely destroyed the vehicle. The work of the Zapad group of the Russian armed forces. The village of Yasinovoye in Donetsk Oblast has been liberated, the Russian Defense Ministry reports. Soldiers of the assault and tank units of the Central Troop Group destroyed camouflaged machine gun positions, fortified positions, and various military equipment in the village of Yasinovoye. The tank unit opened fire on the points detected by reconnaissance drone operators, hitting the targets with pinpoint accuracy. Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like. Drone operators of the 14th Special Forces Brigade of the Vostok Group detected a UAV control center of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the village of Razliv in Donetsk. The attack drones then moved in and blew up the UAV control center and the house where the personnel were located. A fortress was discovered in the woods in the Kursk border region. The drone then dropped the bomb. After the fortress was attacked, the crew left the fortress and moved to the ditch. While they were in the ditch, another FPV drone attack took place. One drone attack after another was launched to completely destroy the castle where no one was left. Artillery units attacked the personnel in the forested area. Intense artillery shells were fired into the forested area. Russian reconnaissance drone operators detected an armored infantry carrier in the war zone. An attack drone was sent and the armored vehicle was shot down. Then another attack drone was sent and the armored vehicle was completely destroyed. The crew of the armored vehicle abandoned the vehicle after the first hit and scattered in search of shelter, but the FPV drones were following them. Attack drones were quickly dispatched. Another attack drone took off and was sent towards the other crew members. In the village of Dakna, AFU soldiers surrendered. Russian soldiers transported them to safety. In the same village, the house used for temporary deployment was blown up by an anti-tank mine. A Russian soldier threw an anti-tank mine into the basement of a badly damaged house. Houses used as UAV control centers in the village of Dakhny were repeatedly hit by Russian FPV drones. Crews of the 152mm 2S-19 MSTS self-propelled gun of the Air Force Artillery Unit destroyed an AFU stronghold in the border area of the Kursk region. The 2S-19 MSTS is a self-propelled artillery system produced and operated by Russia. It is a mobile platform capable of firing artillery and is designed for both ground targets and long-range firing. The 2S-19 MSTAS is one of Russia's most advanced self-propelled artillery systems and was developed during the late Soviet Union. The 2S-19 MSTAS is capable of rapid fire and massive damage to targets. It is often used to break through enemy defense lines, destroy military bases, or provide long-range support to enemy troops. It typically operates with a crew of 4: commander, gunner, loader, and driver. Drone operators of the 137th Regiment responded directly to a tank convoy formed by the Ukrainian armed forces with drones. The tank convoy was forced to retreat as a result of the drone attacks. Small drones seem to work against million-dollar tanks. What do you think? Footage of the 57th Brigade's breakthrough behind the Ukrainian armed forces in Novoselka. A column of 57th Brigade paratroopers successfully attacked enemy defenses in Novoselka, west of Vremivka, behind Velika Novoselka. One of the Russian tanks broke through the forts and entered the village, landing a paratrooper behind an adjacent unit. The infantry entered the houses and fortified themselves. An operation was organized against a group of personnel in the Zaporizhia region. The operation, planned as a result of the harmonious work of Russian drone operators and soldiers, was successful. As a result of the correct guidance of the drone operators to the soldiers, the operations give the desired result. Drone operators of the 39th Guards Motorized Rifle Brigade struck a drone control point near the Suki Yali River. After the explosion, the soldiers at the UAV control point moved quickly and immediately changed their positions. However, Russian drone operators were watching them. The coordinates of their relocation were reported to the attack drone. What do you think caused the second explosion? The tank crews of the center group destroyed the target's fortifications with accurate fire. As a result of successive shelling, the strongholds received powerful blows. Control points, communications equipment, and various military equipment were destroyed. An abandoned Max Pro was spotted in the Ulakli area west of Kurakove. It was then destroyed by the 68th Sphere of the 20th Division of the Southern Forces Group with a single precision strike. The Max Pro armored personnel carrier was destroyed by slow burning. Where do you think the crew of this armored vehicle is? Why was the door left open? The war of robots against robots continues. More than 30 drones of the armed forces of Ukraine were shot down in the Artemivsk and Chasiv Yar districts. Modern warfare has become a very interesting situation. We are now in a situation where robots are used by humans on the battlefield, and robots are fighting each other. We will see how much more robots will be used on the battlefield in the future. Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like. Russian FPV drones spotted a group of personnel heavily damaged and hiding in a wooded area. Attack drones were then launched. UAV operators of the 132nd Guards Independent Motorized Rifle Brigade of the 132nd Guards of the Central Troops are constantly conducting aerial reconnaissance and launching sudden attacks on all targets they detect. Explosions occurred one after another in Dzerzhinsk. Drones are constantly active in the skies over the war zones. Perhaps there are more drones in the sky than birds. Thanks to their rapid production and low cost, I believe that drones have drastically changed the course of the war. Russian FPV drone operators detected a group of personnel. Then they sent an attack fiber optic drone to their location. The personnel were unexpectedly confronted by the FPV drone. Kharkiv direction. A cold and snow-covered day. Russian reconnaissance drone operators continue reconnaissance. Several pickups, armored vehicles, and Humvees of the Ukrainian armed forces were destroyed. As a result of good and precise calculations of the drones, the targets are hit precisely. The armored vehicle on the bridge was destroyed by fire as a result of successive drone strikes. In the direction of Kharkiv, drones continue to attack all targets without a break. There may be unexpected attacks in war, and this is the nature of war, but the attacks of drones are really unexpected. Do you think there is a safe place in war? Does it matter if you're in a bunker or a basement? Drones seem a bit worrying. Does it mean you are safe if you are in an armored vehicle or a tank? How do we explain drones with small ammunition destroying million-dollar armored vehicles in one go? The artillery brigade of the 29th Army of the Vostok Group continues to work on firepower strongholds and positions in the South Donetsk direction. Drones take aerial images of a specific target or area. This can be done for the detection of enemy troops, vehicles, or structures. The drones record this information using GPS, Global Positioning System, or other precise positioning systems. The coordinates received are combined with target information necessary for artillery units to fire. Factors such as distance, direction, and height of the target are taken into account to calculate the firing position. After artillery is fired, drones are often used to monitor the effects of the target. This data is transmitted back to the artillery units to verify the accuracy of the shot. If necessary, correction shots can be fired. The T-64BV tank used by the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kursk region was destroyed by fiber optic drone operators with 2 hits. FPV drone operators of the Central Group repeatedly dropped grenades on the Bradley armored vehicle, and the crew of the armored vehicle was forced to abandon the vehicle. A Russian soldier approached the abandoned and damaged Bradley armored vehicle on foot from behind and threw a grenade inside. The grenade exploded and the vehicle slowly burned to a crisp. The 152mm 2S-19 EMSTA-S gun of the Dnieper troops destroyed a UAV control center in the Kherson region. The 2S-19 EMSTA-S is a howitzer developed in the late Soviet Union and is still in active use in modernized versions in Russia. With its advanced fire control systems and high firepower, it plays an important role on modern battlefields. A series of fiber optic drones simultaneously attack several M2A2 Bradley BMPs, as well as a pair of Humvees, a VAB APC, and an L119105mm howitzer. In the village of Chasiv Yar, several positions of the armed forces of Ukraine were fired upon by Russian TUS-1A Solntsepek. TUS-1A Solntsepek is a heavy multiple rocket launcher system developed by Russia. It is a 220mm diameter platform capable of launching rockets with high explosive and thermobaric warheads. Mounted on the chassis of Russia's T-72 tank, this system is capable of launching 24 rockets and is notable for its intense short-term firepower. FAB-3000 high-explosive bombs were dropped on positions west of Kurilovka, Kursk region. It weighs 3,000 kilograms, or 3 tons, and has a high explosive power over a large area. A Leopard tank spotted in the Kursk region was destroyed by a precision strike. After the destruction of the Leopard tank, a truck in the same direction was attacked by a FPV drone. A personnel sitting on the side seat opened the door of the vehicle at the last moment and jumped out of the vehicle. The truck is now unusable. Another armored vehicle protecting or traveling in the same direction as the truck was destroyed by another drone attack just behind the truck. Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like. The 30th Regiment's reconnaissance unit detected an American-made armored vehicle in the town of Suja in the Kursk region. Then the Prince of Novgorod Vandal fiber optic took off and directly hit the tank. After the first hit, the crew left the tank. But when they left the tank hatch open. This allowed the Russian fiber optic drone to enter the tank. Several military vehicles in the same direction, including several BMPs and APCs, were destroyed as a result of Prince Vandal of Novgorod attacks. Near the village of Bogatyr, a Russian fiber optic drone destroyed the T-72 EA tank by hitting it in succession. As a result of a total of 4 drone strikes, the tank was burned and subsequently scrapped. The crew of the T-72B3 tank of the Novorossiysk paratroopers destroyed a bunker with AFU infantry in the Orakhovsky direction in the Zaporizhia region. You are watching a one-day routine of the T-72B3 tank crew. If you were a soldier, which unit would you like to serve in? Write your opinion in the comments. BM-21. Grad MLRS used by the Ukrainian armed forces were detected in Donetsk. Grad then started firing rockets. The coordinates of the BM-21 were transmitted to the Lancet drone operators, and the Lancet drone destroyed the MLRS with a single hit with a hard dive. A camouflaged mortar was detected in the bunker in the Krasnolimanskoye direction. Russian fiber optic drone operators then took action and set up the drone. Then they entered the UAV control center. They skillfully flew the drone towards the target. They hit the target directly. Nolnia 2.0 and VT-40 drones continue their work. The drone crashed through the roof of the garage and made a hole. Then another drone dropped ammunition inside the garage. In the same direction, another Russian drone crashed twice into the entrance of a basement and collapsed the entrance door of the basement. In the direction of Kupiansk, the American armored personnel carrier M113 was destroyed by drone operators of the 352nd Motorized Rifle Regiment. According to him, 3 attacks were repelled in the last 2 days. The personnel of the armored vehicle rushed into the forested areas after the vehicle was attacked. These heavily armored vehicles succumbed to attacks by FPV drones. The Molnia 2 FPV drone is an unmanned aerial vehicle developed specifically for military and strategic observation purposes, known for its high-precision flight capabilities and long range. In Chasov Yar, a temporary deployment point used by the armed forces of Ukraine was destroyed by a Molnia 2 FPV drone as a result of a powerful explosion. 299th, operators of the Yaroslavl Parachute Airborne Regiment. The BMP-2 and then the American-made M113 APC used by the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kupiansk direction were destroyed as a result of attacks by Russian drone operators. Although drones are much cheaper than armored vehicles in terms of cost, small drones can destroy large armored vehicles sometimes with 1 or 2 hits. What do you think about this? Archival footage of Lancet barrage munitions destroying and engaging targets. Among the targets, RM-70 MLRS, BMP-1, M2A2, Bradley, MTLB, T-72, SAU Lancet, developed by Russia's ZALA Aero Group, is a kamikaze drone loitering munition class unmanned aerial vehicle. Lancet started to be actively used in Russia's special military operations in Ukraine in 2022. In this process, various targets such as Western-made air defense systems such as S-300 and Buk M1, T-64 tanks, M777 and Caesar howitzers were successfully destroyed. A mortar position of the armed forces of Ukraine was detected in the direction of Kostiantynivka. An attack drone was then sent and immediately destroyed the position. In the same direction, a D-30 howitzer position hidden in the snow-covered forest was spotted. A fiber optic drone was sent to the howitzer position and was destroyed by a powerful explosion. A Grad MLRS used by the armed forces of Ukraine was detected during reconnaissance in the Serebryansky forest zone. The crew was also inside the vehicle. Seeing the drone coming, the crew managed to get out of the vehicle in the last tens. A self-propelled vehicle was detected in the same forest area. The model of the self-propelled vehicle is not clear in the video, because it is camouflaged. The FPV drone destroyed it with a single shot. A UAV control point detected in the direction of Seversk was destroyed by the soldiers of the 2nd Guards Artillery Brigade of the Southern Group after intense artillery shelling. As a result of the cooperation of the artillery and drone operators, the targets were hit as intended. The 152mm towed gun crew of the 25th Combined Arms Army of the Western Army Group destroyed 2 120mm mortars, a US-made M777 howitzer and pickup trucks. In the vicinity of the village of Guryev-Kazachok, near the border with Kharkiv Oblast, temporary deployment points were set up. They felt relatively safe. However, drone operators with bomb-dropping mechanisms dropped ammunition from the air on all fortified temporary deployment points. Things like electronic equipment in the temporary deployment points were heavily damaged. Many of them became unusable. Kursk direction. Drone operators transmitted the coordinates of an armored vehicle they detected to the mortar crew. Then, after precise adjustments, the firing began. Even though the armored vehicle was camouflaged, the snowy conditions made the target very visible. The mortars hit the target one after the other. Fighters of the 39th Guards Brigade destroyed several fortified positions detected in Ulakli with drones. Temporary deployments are usually designed to allow soldiers to move flexibly and quickly. Prior to an operation, soldiers can gather in a temporary area to assess the situation on the ground, coordinate operations, and formulate strategic plans. In some cases, troops may change their position by assembling in a specific area for strategic reasons. This can help troops move more effectively or break through enemy lines. Several temporary deployment points in the settlement of Serebryannoye, near the border with the Dnipropetrovsk region, were hit by FPV drones. Soldiers create temporary deployment points to gain strategic advantage, increase security, and support operational mobility. In the direction of Kharkiv, Kozak armored vehicle and YPR-765 armored personnel carrier APC were targeted by FPV drones. Despite difficult weather conditions and camouflage, these armored vehicles were destroyed as a result of successive attacks by drones. Apparently, the crew is not nearby, because even though the drones are flying at low altitude and moving slowly, no one is firing at the drones. Or maybe there is another reason. A warehouse was detected in the Sumy region. This warehouse contains a large number of armored vehicles, ammunition, and various military equipment. After recording the coordinates of the warehouse, a drone carrying a large number of ammunition was sent. One after another, the drones dropped the ammunition and attacked the warehouse. While the armored vehicle was moving on the road, it was attacked by a drone from the top. Quickly, the crew abandoned the armored vehicle. However, the door was left open. The drone entering through the open door destroyed the vehicle. An SUV traveling in the same direction was unexpectedly attacked from the top of the vehicle. According to the news, a large number of tanks in the direction of Sumy were scrapped as a result of attacks by FPV drones. This tank was attacked by a total of 4 drones. Finally, the tank was destroyed. Sometimes, some tanks are destroyed by 1 drone attack. Why was this tank destroyed by 4 drone attacks? Write your opinion in the comments. Destruction of a bridge over the Oskol River by a Kh-38 missile to disrupt the logistics of the Ukrainian armed forces. The Kh-38 is a Russian-developed missile used against air-to-air and air-to-ground targets. With a range of up to 250 kilometers, it is capable of carrying a high-explosive warhead and can wreak havoc against targets. This missile is designed for use on modern fighter aircraft. An incredible drone duel in Chasiv Yar. Robots continue to fight each other in the air and on land. It's amazing how the drones fight each other in the air. Kamikaze drone operators of the 114th Brigade of the 51st Guards, combined arms army of the Russian armed forces, detected an artillery formation and the D-30 gun used by the Ukrainian armed forces. As a result of precision strikes, the targets were destroyed. Artillery and FPV drone crews of the Western Group destroyed the Baba Yaga UAV takeoff point and the drone control center of the armed forces of Ukraine. As a result of the harmonious work of the drone and artillery units, the targets were hit precisely. As a result of precise coordinates of the drone crew and good calculations of the artillery unit, the targets were hit. Drone attacks on vehicles detected during reconnaissance took place in the Glushkovo area, Kursk border region. It appears that the vehicles are parked and the crew is not visible. Thanks to drones in modern warfare, almost anything that moves can now be detected and shot down instantly. This is both surprising and frightening at the same time. What do you think? Lancet drone operators of the Russian armed forces attacked the howitzer they detected in the direction of Kherson with a direct barrage of ammunition. The howitzer was heavily hit in the first attack, but did not explode. The second Lancet was sent, and as a result of a powerful explosion, the howitzer was completely destroyed. Pion-Sao of the Dnipro troop group hit the equipment and all identified targets in the Zaporizhzhia region. The Tu-S7 Pion is a self-propelled heavy howitzer developed by the Soviet Union in the early 1970s and known for its 203mm cannon. Designated M1975 by NATO, it is particularly notable for its long range and high firepower. During the Cold War, the Tu-S7 Pion was designed to be capable of carrying small nuclear warheads against NATO forces. However, these features were later deactivated. During the conflict in Ukraine, which began in 2022, Russia took these systems out of storage, modernized them, and put them back into service. With its high firepower and long range, the Tu-S7 Pion poses an effective threat against strategic targets on modern battlefields. Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like. The Russian fiber optic drone, Prince Vandal of Novgorod, destroyed a van of the Ukrainian armed forces equipped with several REB devices in a closed warehouse. The warehouse had no door, as the door of the warehouse was destroyed. So the drone easily penetrated inside and easily shot down the pickup truck. As far as I know, the REB device is used as radio frequency jamming. Correct me in the comments if I am wrong. A German Leopard 1 tank was detected near the Novosergivka settlement. Then the FPV drones moved quickly, and the tank was first attacked from behind. As a result of the impact, the tank returned to the field and lost its movement. In the second attack, it was attacked from the turret area and the tank was destroyed. Why do you think the Leopard tank crew returned to the open field after the first attack?
Добрый день. Вы просили показать вам блиндаж.
Russian soldiers pointed to one of the bunkers on the front line.
Вот, прошу вашего внимания. Сейчас свет включу. Ага, вот. Ну, вот так вот все по-скромному. Шконки. Такое перекусить. Сгущенка, тушенка.
If FPV drones can attack the vulnerable points of armored vehicles, they can destroy heavy armored vehicles or tanks in one go. Each vehicle has a different vulnerable point. Attacking the vulnerable points of moving vehicles is a very difficult task. Novgorod Prince Vandal fiber optic drone operators work near Novonikolayevka. The drone flies directly over personnel who become easy targets in open terrain. AT-64BV tank used by the armed forces of Ukraine near Verolyubovka on the Druzhkivskoye direction was destroyed with a powerful explosion as a result of a precision strike by the operators of a fiber optic drone. An AGS automatic grenade launcher detected in the Pokrovsky area was destroyed. Reconnaissance drone shot down from the air. The robot heavy machine gun could not hide from the FPV drone. Artillery gun was detected and shot down despite camouflage. A tank traveling alone in the Pokrovsky area could not escape a Russian drone attack. As a result of the first attack, the crew abandoned the tank. In the second attack, the tank was destroyed. A parked SUV vehicle was destroyed by a drone attack. Another parked pickup truck was attacked by a drone. It was destroyed by a powerful explosion. Another pickup truck on the move was hit from behind by a drone when it was not expecting it. A Leopard tank was spotted during aerial reconnaissance on the southern outskirts of the settlement of the Sumy region. Lancet dived directly into the tank at high speed using barrage ammunition, and the tank was destroyed. During reconnaissance in the Kharkiv region, a Ukrainian Tu-S1 Gvozdika position was detected. Despite being well camouflaged, the Gvozdika did not survive the attack. The FPV drone first attacked the Gvozdika and then was destroyed by fire. It seems as if the camouflage caused it to be destroyed by fire. What do you think? The footage shows an Iveco LMV being hit by a Russian FPV drone. The vehicle appears to have been attacked from the front, but notice that it doesn't even have doors. Where are these doors? Fiber optic drone operators attacked an SUV belonging to the armed forces of Ukraine, which they detected in the border area. The vehicle was destroyed with a single strike. Fiber optic drone continues its journey in Kharkiv region. Day and night drones are actively working in the sky. Thanks to the advanced cameras on the drones, they can detect their targets by seeing things that even harsh weather conditions and humans cannot see. Russian reconnaissance drone operators in the village of Suja, southeast of Kursk, detected some positions, including some armored vehicles, tanks, and BMPs. Then the Prince of Novgorod Vandal fiber optic drone went into action and hit all positions and armored vehicles one after another. Special Forces and Artillery of the 29th Army, together with the 14th Special Forces Brigade of the Vostok Group, hit a Leopard A-1 tank in the Ugledarsk direction. The Leopard 1 is a main battle tank developed by Germany in the late 1960s. The Leopard 1 has a mixture of aluminum and steel armor and has a lighter armor design than other tanks at the time. A vehicle spotted in the direction of Kupiansk was wrecked by a single hit from an FPV drone. During the reconnaissance, 2 armored vehicles and 1 tank were found inside a ruined factory. The drone operator first did reconnaissance and checked what kind of vehicles were inside. He went near the vehicles and looked at their models and condition. He then decided which vehicle to attack first and chose to attack the tank for the first attack. Immediately after the attack took place, the second attack drone was activated and entered the burning factory. It attacked the armored vehicle right next to the tank. The camouflaged position of a mortar unit of the 151st Ukrainian Armed Forces Ombre has been revealed. Russian drone operators with a grenade launching system detected the mortar and neutralized it with a precision strike of the ammunition. There was a powerful explosion on the road to Zaporozhye. What do you think happened in this image? What attacked where? Russian FPV drone operators shot down a pickup truck carrying ammunition, belonging to the 32nd Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces during a change of position. The fiber-optic drone Prince Vandal of Novgorod visited a German-made Leopard 1A5 tank. It circled around a bit and eventually the drone crashed into the tank. The second drone arrived, and the drone operator completed his mission. In the Kursk border region, fiber-optic drones continue to work at night. Images of the work in the Ugledarsk direction. One pickup truck, several ATVs, an American-made HMMWV and other armored vehicles were destroyed. In addition, communication antennas and temporary deployment points were hit by fiber-optic drones. A staff bunker in the Novoselka settlement burned down as a result of drone strikes. Near Chasev Yar, a fiber-optic drone suddenly attacked a Humvee armored vehicle when it was not expecting it. A truck belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces was carrying a howitzer. After a long pursuit, the truck and the towed howitzer came under attack. It is not specified whether the source of the attack was a drone or an artillery shot or a tank shot. According to my guesses, it looks like a tank or artillery shot. It is highly likely to be artillery fire. Because if it was a drone attack, I think there would definitely be drone footage. Krasnolimanskoye direction. Drone operators of the 144th Motorized Rifle Division of the Guards carried out a kamikaze attack on the tank they had spotted. The tank was destroyed with a single hit and then slowly burned to scrap. You watch the fiber-optic drone expertly enter a very narrow space. With slow and agile maneuvers, it moves towards the armored vehicle behind the camouflage without hitting anything. Once it reaches the armored vehicle, it checks what type of vehicle it is, and then takes its time and hits the vulnerable spot. The vehicle caught fire with a powerful explosion and burned to scrap. Another tank was spotted in the same direction, and as the sun was just rising, the drone took off and destroyed the tank parked in the ruins with a single strike. Krasnolimanskoye direction. The Land Rover Snatch 2, a Armored Defender 110300TD. Armored vehicle is waiting on the road, apparently abandoned as a result of the attacks. In order to completely destroy the armored vehicle, the Russians sent another attack drone and the vehicle was completely destroyed. The internet provider of the Armed Forces of Ukraine was shot down by drone operators of the 272nd Regiment. The drone with ammunition release capability hovered over the target. It precisely adjusted its rotation and released the ammunition. In the border area of the Kursk region, an armored combat vehicle used by the Armed Forces of Ukraine was destroyed by a Lancet. These drones, which are capable of high-precision strikes, are directed towards a predetermined target and then explode upon impact. The Russian Lancet drones attracted attention, especially in the Ukrainian war, and cemented Russia's place among modern war technologies. A disabled CV-90 is visible in the Sumy area. Just ahead is a Leopard 2 tank, alone and moving rapidly across open terrain. The drone operator is moving quickly towards the target. The drones are so fast that almost no car can avoid them on the battlefield. Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe and like. In Kharkiv region, 4 drones of the Armed Forces of Ukraine were shot down in the air by the Russian VT-40 drone. Drone duels continue in the air. Positions in the trench in the Kursk border region were hit by a drone dropping ammunition. FPV drone operators of the 56th OSSPN of the 51st Guards Army detected the movement of an AFU Iveco combat vehicle and immediately began tracking the target. As a result of precise actions, the vehicle was destroyed. T-64 tank of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, which was attacked in the border region, fell into the crater. The tank could not get out of the crater. The tank crew had to abandon the tank. The crew went to the woods and looked for a place to hide. Communication equipment in the direction of Dzerzhinsky is being hit by Russian VT-40 operators. The Russian drone was about to attack another communications equipment when the drone of the Armed Forces of Ukraine attacked the Russian drone. The Russian drone did not crash. It recovered and hit the communication equipment. A Baba Yaga drone that had not yet taken off was detected, and the Russian drone shot it down. The Baba Yaga drone, which had just taken off, was shot down in mid-air. In the Kharkiv region, a truck driven by the Armed Forces of Ukraine was accompanied by a Prince Vandal of Novgorod fiber optic drone. In Sumy region, a cell phone tower and various communication devices and antennas were destroyed by Russian FPV drone operators. In the village of Pizarevka in Sumy, a pickup truck was attacked unexpectedly. In the village of Velika Novoselka in Donetsk, Russian troops are being assisted by MLRS Grad. Distribution points, supplies, vehicles, and much more were reportedly destroyed as a result of this attack. In the settlement of Lebedevka, Kursk region, A large number of scrap and rusty armored vehicles are visible on a one-way road. In the Donetsk region, a staff member was seen covering the top of the ditch with boards to protect it from drone attacks. Once the coordinates were well calculated, the attack drone took off and quickly set off. It moved at full speed towards the position and then crashed into it. Russian drone operators are actively working in the Kursk direction. Nine cars of unknown type, location unknown. It seems that many armored vehicles have been scrapped. In the Fedorovka region, the position appears to be disconnected from the satellite internet. UAV operators of the 79th Separate Reconnaissance Battalion work day and night without a break. Images from the front line. The FPV drone operators of the center group shared a small snapshot of their daily activities. First, they set up the drone. Then they place a grenade-type bomb on the drone. They set up the connections before taking the drone into the air. To carry out the attack, they put the drone on the ground, adjust the caliber, and then take off. Drone operators of the 272nd Regiment attacked positions in the trench in the direction of Kupiansk. Several bunkers were damaged as a result of drone strikes. It is not always possible for drones to penetrate bunkers. Nevertheless, these strikes can disrupt antennas or communication equipment inside the bunker. The Russian armed forces, using the Iskander missile defense system, struck the area of concentration of AFU troops near Baramli, Sumy region. Iskander is a modern tactical ballistic missile system, commonly known as SS-26 Stone. It is a land-based missile system equipped with high-precision, short-range ballistic missiles. A daily routine of UAV operators of the Dnipro Troop Group. UAV operators operate on the battlefield like regular military personnel. Some people think that UAV operators are far away from the battlefield. In fact, they are just as present on the battlefield. Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like. A drone hit a car spotted in the settlement of Velika Novosilka, and a powerful explosion occurred. The vehicle then burned down to scrap. Communication equipment in the direction of Dzerzhinsky is being hit by Russian VT-40 operators. The Russian drone was about to attack another communications equipment when the drone of the armed forces of Ukraine attacked the Russian drone. The Russian drone did not crash. It recovered and hit the communication equipment. A Baba Yaga drone that had not yet taken off was detected, and the Russian drone shot it down. The Baba Yaga drone, which had just taken off, was shot down in mid-air. Rubicon operators shot down a Mavic in the Kupiansk region, a powerful uppercut to the Mavic drone. Direct drone attacks on Ukrainian armed forces vehicles are taking place in the Kharkiv region. Some vehicles are camouflaged and parked, while others are attacked while in motion. Drones are one of the small but effective weapons on the battlefield. In the direction of Zaporizhzhia, a fiber optic drone, 2 S-3 Akatsiya self-propelled, was destroyed. It is an armored vehicle carrying a 152mm howitzer gun. A drone from the 123rd Brigade of the Southern Forces Group discovered the robotic ground platform, and then dropped a bomb on the robotic platform with a drone capable of dropping ammunition. Soldiers of the reconnaissance unit of the North Troop Group, with the help of aerial reconnaissance means, detected an AFU tank in firing position. The tank was destroyed by a direct hit of barrage ammunition in the border area of the Kursk region. Russian FPV drones carried out powerful drone strikes on identified trenches and bunkers in the trenches. As a result of the successive attacks, many bunkers were rendered unusable. In addition, communication devices and antennas in the bunkers were disabled. The way to stop the drones does not seem to have been found yet. Robots. Fighting robots. A remotely controlled robot of the Ukrainian armed forces was carrying ammunition and food. Russian drone operators noticed the situation. The drone dropping ammunition was dispatched, and bombs were dropped on it. The robot was helplessly destroyed. A BM-21 Grad MLRS was spotted standing alone at the entrance to the wooded area with no crew in sight. This MLRS is used by the Ukrainian armed forces. Then 2 FPV drones are sent, and the MLRS is destroyed alone. A temporary deployment point was detected near the village of Ulakli in Donetsk. FPV drone operators sent attack drones in succession to destroy the deployment point.
Пошел, пошел, пошел! Выходим, выходим! Пошли, дом, дом!
It was reported that near the village of Redkudub, the electronic warfare station Dome Clover and pickup truck were destroyed by the precision strike of the Russian FPV drone operator. In the direction of Kupiansk, the BMP-2s were scrapped due to the precise calculations of Russian drones capable of dropping ammunition. A drone operator was detected entering the garage. Both the garage and the house next to it were then attacked by drones. It is likely that the house under attack contained drone control equipment. In Chasiv Yar, the Baba Yaga heavy drone of the armed forces of Ukraine was shot down by a Russian networked drone. The Baba Yaga drone tried very hard not to fall after the attack, but failed. Despite all the struggles, the drone crashed. Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe and like. Near Udaknoye, all BMC Kirpi armored vehicle, Prince Vandal of Novgorod, was hit by a fiber optic drone. After the first collision, the Kirpi went until it crashed into a railway embankment. The crew abandoned the armored vehicle as the vehicle became unusable. Another Russian drone arrived and made the last hit. Soldiers of the 57th Guards of the 5th Army of the Vostok Group threw a grenade into the bunker. According to my reports, the personnel inside the bunker unfortunately refused to choose life. Russian FPV drone operators took action against the bunker detected in a forest clearing in the Kursk region. A backpack with an anti-tank mine was thrown directly into a fortress discovered in the forest, in the village of Novocheretovaty, Donetsk Oblast, by soldiers of the Vostok Group of the 5th Assault Tank Brigade. Footage of a camouflaged armored vehicle of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kursk region, destroyed with a single hit by Russian FPV drone operators. In the direction of Kurakov, a tank was hit by a FPV drone. The tank was not completely destroyed, but badly damaged. It may have been out of action. Transferred last fall with the help of the channel and Chingis Dambiev's channel readers, a NRTC courier works as a delivery vehicle for ammunition and other cargo in Velikaya Novoselka, in the interests of assault troops of the 5th Guards Tank Brigade. With the active use of enemy drones, the use of NRTCs allows for less risk to soldiers' lives and expensive equipment.